today I've been seeing a lot of these like female archetype videos on YouTube, and I've seen them on like TikTok, and thought I saw something on my teeth. And I don't know, female archetype is big right now, and trying to figure out what your archetype is so you can dress according to your archetype. So I pulled up an article. Let's get to the bottom of this. And I have this dollar store Lady Boba. I love her hair. This might be absolutely disgusting. We're gonna find out together. I should smell it first. It smells okay. Tastes good. We're good. Yeah, product name Taro Bubble Tea Drink. I won't look too far at these ingredients. It's from the dollar store. Okay, so I'll be drinking my boba tea, and we will go over an article. This one is from the Daily Dish. This is published October 11th, 2022, and it is by Carrie Bevan. Carrie, K-E-R-A space Bevan, B-A-V-A-N, Carrie Bevan. But first, let's do some light housekeeping. If you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back, OGs. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. If you're old here, double check to make sure you are subscribed. Let me make sure I'm on. Okay, I'm on. Hit the like if you like. Leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video, or it can just be a hello or a few emojis. Anything that you comment, it just helps the algorithm. It helps the video to get shown to more people. Hit the notification bell, and as always, I will link my tip jars in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but anything contributed to the channel is much appreciated. Okay. I don't think there are any bubbles in here. And it tastes almost a little bit like chai. Okay. Female archetypes are powerful universal symbols that renowned psychoanalyst Carl Jung believed formed a part of the collective feminine unconscious. You know what? One of my favorite oracle decks is an archetype deck. Okay. These 7 character types embody the ideas, values, attributes, and fears that have come to symbolize the universal feminine experience. Understanding them is a powerful way to understand yourself and others. How to work with the archetypes. Working with archetypes has the power to transform you. In fact, the very process of identifying archetypes at work in yourself can provide framework for understanding what makes you tick. In essence, they can be a powerful catalyst for self-awareness and transformation. Now, this article is more about finding your archetype. Other articles will tell you how to dress for your archetype. Okay. Conversely, working with archetypes can help you to understand others. The ability to identify universal patterns and the beliefs, actions of others can empower you to understand and empathize with other women. Throughout history, numerous archetypes have been identified. Pioneering psychoanalyst Carl Jung identified 12 archetypes that formed the basis of much of his work in the field of psychology. I've chosen to focus on the 7 archetypes that are most common to women. I'd like to give credit to Aisha K. Faines, Faines, whose pioneering work in female archetypes set the stage for so many women to explore this fascinating area of psychology. No conversation about female archetypes would be complete without exploring the shadow. The shadow is the darker side of the human instincts. Within each archetype, there is a moral and just motivation that can turn immoral. Oh, and just motivation that can turn immoral and unjust if not channeled appropriately. Understanding the shadow is equally important as understanding the archetype itself. If you're interested in learning more about shadow work, I encourage you to read 21 Shadow Work for prompts for growth and healing. Okay, we have the Innocent, and there's a picture of Audrey Hepburn for the Innocent. That's their icon for the Innocent. The Innocent archetype. The energy of the Innocent archetype. The female archetype of the Innocent, sometimes known as the Maiden, is defined by her eternal optimism and youthful spirit. It's my sister. These women carry an aura of romanticism about them that is refreshingly free of cynicism. Yeah, not me. They trust others easily and believe that others act with the same sincerity and purity of intention. Innocent women draw people to them because they are deeply authentic. Their motivations are pure and unselfish. They view life through the eyes of childlike wonder. For the innocent, the glass is always half full. I wonder if this is always like the youngest daughter. Is this ever the oldest daughter? Okay. The shadow of innocent. Because the innocent relies heavily on others for survival, she can sometimes fall victim to blind obedience that leaves her vulnerable to exploitation. Instead of taking personal responsibility for her defeats and challenges in life, the innocent woman can develop a victim mentality, preferring to blame others for her hardships than embark on a path of growth and maturation. Indeed, the innocent in shadow is prone to repeating the same mistakes over and over and over without ever understanding the root of the problem. Okay. Some mythological representations of the innocent archetype. Innocent archetype is ruled by Persephone, the daughter of Zeus and the wife of Hades. If you know her story, that makes sense because she basically was just hanging out and she got kidnapped and then fell in love with her kidnapper. All right. Modern day female innocent woman. Some of this is not that modern, but Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's, Snow White, Shirley Temple, Dolly Parton, Josephine Baker, Lucille Ball. Okay, the caregiver archetype. Why do they have the epitome of this is Mother Teresa. Okay, she's definitely the ultimate caregiver. Okay, caregiver archetype. The caregiver archetype, often referred to as the mother archetype, is characterized by nurturing, protective, down-to-earth nature. Having a naturally altruistic nature, she finds fulfillment in putting the needs of others before her own. The caregiver woman can be found cooking for her friends, listening to their troubles, and giving advice. She's known to be kind, compassionate, and giving. Frequently, a woman's first experiences this archetype in herself when she becomes a mother, but this isn't always the case. This archetype can exist in single women and women who don't have children. The mother of the friend group or whatever, teacher, nice nurses. The caregiver archetype in shadow. Due to the fact that this female archetype is motivated by putting the needs of others before her own, she can fall victim to martyrdom. Her natural desire to protect and nourish other people can turn to resentment and bitterness as she begins to feel that others are taking advantage of her generous nature. I do have a touch of this. I have a touch of this resentment. But I've been a caregiver since I was 6 years old. I was parentified And then at 18, I started having my own children. So, I mean, you can't come out unscathed, can you? Working on it. We're working on it. Mythological representations of the caregiver. The caregiver archetype is represented by Hera, the Greek goddess of women, marriage, childbirth, and family. The caregiver archetype in popular culture, we have Mother Teresa, Emma, Monica from Friends. Oh, yeah, she did. She liked to whip up a good meal. Mary Poppins and Beth March from Little Women. All right, the next one, we have a really good picture of Oprah. I've been having real weird feelings about Oprah since I found out she's like BFF with Weinstein. I don't know. So as her archetype, they have the sage archetype. The energy of the sage archetype. The sage woman is organized, resourceful, practical. She is ruled by her head, not her heart. This archetype is driven by the pursuit of knowledge and is able to use the knowledge she's gained to build empires. The sage woman is independent. Her top priority is the acquisition of wisdom, but when she does marry, she will be wise counsel behind a successful partner. Now the sage archetype in shadow. The shadow side of the sage woman can manifest in an inability to connect her body and senses. Because she values the life of the mind, she has a hard time connecting with her sexuality, rendering her frigid and cold. Mythological representation of the sage woman. This female archetype is represented by Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and crafts, and Ma'at, the Egyptian goddess of truth, justice, and order. But of the goddesses were noted for the ability to strategize and find practical solutions to their problems. Sage women in popular culture and media. Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, Amal Clooney, Martha Stewart, Ursula von der Leyen, Jacinda Ardern. Alright, the next one we have Marilyn Monroe as the icon. And this is the lover archetype. Okay, the lover archetype. The female archetype of lover is one that is heavily represented in media today. The lover is a slow, sensual woman who is present in everything she does. She's secure and in touch with her body. She invites you to indulge and delight in your senses and to feel comfortable in your own skin while doing so. The lover woman is in touch with her sexuality, and because of this, she is magnetic to other people. She's very aware that her magnetism is powerful, and she's able to use this energy to create a thing, including human life. Oh, a great thing, including human life. The lover in shadow. The lover in shadow is the woman who is overly indulgent. She lives for the present, but thinks little of the consequences of her behavior. She might go on binges, spending too much money, eating too much, drinking too much, indulging in promiscuous behavior to such an extreme that her self-esteem and relationships suffer. I always think about, is it Blanche from Golden Girls? Blanche, right? Blanche. The, steamy one. Blanche. Mythological representation of the lover. Athena, the goddess of love and beauty, embodies all the characteristics of the lover. The lover archetype in popular culture and media. Marilyn Monroe, Nigella Lawson, Scarlett Johansson, Megan Fox, Samantha from Sex and the City, I just spit a little bit, and Sophia Loren. Okay, who's this next one? Okay, we have, Elizabeth Taylor. It's a really good picture of her. The Queen archetype. The Queen archetype. The energy of the Queen archetype, sometimes known as the ruler, is defined by a regal, confident woman who is connected to a powerful man. Does it have to be connected to a man? Why? Why does it have to be connected to a man? You can be a queen in your own right. She finds her ultimate fulfillment in partnership, which defines her role as a woman. Matrimonial devotion and loyal is her calling card, but make no mistake, she's no backseat driver. The queen can build empires. Many female entrepreneurs are dominant in this archetype. She's the archetypical matriarch and is a natural-born leader. Because of her strong leadership skills, the queen is often the center of her social group. She excels at networking and is frequently driving the force behind uniting groups with a common goal. People look up to her extroverted, strong presence. Ew, that's giving me MLM vibes, and I have a different archetype in my head of a queen. Like, my definition is a little different than that. Okay, the shadow of the queen archetype. In this shadow, the female archetype can be domineering, vain, vengeful, shallow, and overly image conscious. The queen's natural propensity for leadership can transform to a win-at-all-cost mentality. Her loyalty can turn to paranoia and jealousy as she fights to maintain her position at the top. In mythology, the mythological representation of this archetype is Hera, wife of Zeus, and his wife, and Isis, wife of Osiris. Okay, queen women in popular culture and media. This female archetype is represented by women such as Blair Waldorf of Gossip Girl, Emily of Gilmore Girls, Nancy Bush, First Lady to George Bush, Beyonce, Gigi Hadid, Elizabeth Taylor, and Cleopatra, and Kim K. Oh, the next one we have Frida. Wow, what is she? The mystic archetype. Okay, the mystic archetype. The mystic woman carries the energy of an old soul. She is introspective, intuitive, and believes deeply that life is more than it appears. Because of this, the mystic woman is often drawn to spiritual pursuits such as meditation, yoga, shamanism, and prayer. This woman wants, more than anything, a peaceful life that is free from drama. She can be introverted and private, preferring the company of a few close friends to the acquaintance of many. She values her home and will make great efforts to ensure that it's cozy and welcoming refuge for herself and her family. Okay, I have this one too. I think they said you're usually 2 or 3. The female archetype finds her ultimate expression in her spiritual connection to something greater than herself. She is less encumbered by the demands of ego than some of the other archetypes. Because of this, the mystic is frequently drawn to unconventional lifestyles and relationships. The shadow of the mystic. The shadow side of the mystic is that she can become too introverted and distant. She can live so much through her spirituality that she forgets she lives in a world with deadlines and commitments. Mythical representation of the mystic archetype. The archetype is represented by Hestia, goddess of the hearth. Mystic woman in popular culture and media. Frida, Sade, Angelina Jolie, Gwyneth Paltrow, Hilma F. Clint, Marina Abramovic. Okay, there's one more, and this is the huntress. Okay. The huntress archetype. The energy of the huntress archetype. The huntress archetype, sometimes referred to as a warrior, is an independent woman who lives on her own terms. She cares much less about what others think of her than other archetypes. So if I had to say, my top would probably be this one. The huntress woman pursues her goals with laser focus. She's a woman on a mission, and no one is going to stop her. Think of freedom, success, and dominance, and you will get a feeling for the energy of the huntress embodies. This woman is frequently an advocate who stands up for marginalized people. Her strong and autonomous nature longs to right the wrongs of the world. The huntress in shadow. In shadow, the huntress woman is deeply afraid of expressing her vulnerability. Her desire to dominate, like the queen archetype, can turn into win-at-all-cost mentality. She can turn to aggression and manipulation in order to maintain her perceived superiority. Mythological representations of the huntress. This feminine archetype is represented by the Greek goddess Artemis. Artemis was god of wild animals, the hunt, vegetation, and chastity. Billie Jean King, Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games, Wonder Woman, Serena Williams, Gertrude Ederle, and Angela Davis. So that's it, guys. That is the 7 archetypes. So we had the innocent. I don't think I have any of that in me. I wish there was just like a DNA test. The innocent is also referred to as the maiden in some of these articles. The caregiver, also sometimes known as the mother. Sage, huntress. So I have the huntress too. So, and a caregiver, huntress. And then you have the mystic. I have a little mystic. And then queen and lover. I don't know. I would rather do this like the quiz type to really find out. And then there's a whole bunch. You can really go down the rabbit hole with this if you want to see like how your archetype should dress. There's tons and tons of videos circulating on TikTok and YouTube right now. Your chances are you probably already dress a lot like they say your archetype would dress. I've noticed, but okay. If you are still there, thank you for watching to the end. I'm gonna have one more sip of my boba. This is pretty good. I would purchase again for $1.25. I don't even know if that's cheap considering it's just a can. Like, what's a 12-pack of it cost? Can I find it at Sam's? Okay. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, rest of your evening.